Okay. How's everybody doing? Hola. Let's get started today. So we're going to kind of finalize out what we were working on yesterday and maybe get a little bit more of the buildings in place and structures. Just work through some of those. Should be a pretty good process. I think we had some good progress yesterday, so definitely gonna have a good time today. And so this is just to give a quick recap. Yesterday we worked on getting all of this kind of fleshed out, making different parts and making sure everything worked, you know, getting a nice little garage set up. And this is all kit-bashed objects, so each individual piece, you know, can be used and multiplied and put in different formats, change things out really quickly, you know. You can put a whole, you know, door there or window or whatever. So it has a lot of options and availability. And so that's the reason why we're doing the kit bash, is so that way it gives us kind of a couple of different things that we can utilize and make, so that way we can have multiple houses for use with the PCG system in 5.2. And so that is our goal. And so I'll show you again, because we're doing the quick overview of where we got yesterday. I'll show you what it looks like in game. This is the new player model that we're going to be going to. This is the alpha version. That's the new one. Much cleaner, more organized. Has a better layout and more realistic looking features. Almost fell. Nice. Everything looks good. Works well. Yep. Looks good. Like it. Bye. I'll see you later. Okay. Let's go over to Maya and we'll start in on Maya. So we have a bunch of things that we kind of have to figure out. Where we left off yesterday was I wanted to what's going on, Tuto? Nope, I stopped using Twitch. It's kind of sad because I have, you know, 2,000 plus followers there. What's going on, Magma? But yeah, I stopped using Twitch because the revenue split is just ridiculous. 50-50 until you get 300 plus subs. Like that's ridiculous, bro. 50-50. That's crazy. They're not even doing anything. You know, the streamer is the one who's doing all the work. So, not that I'm ever gonna get there, but it's just not worth it. So on YouTube we go. It makes my life easier, anyways. It's all on one platform. It's nice, good quality. Just nobody knows me on YouTube, you know. So it's a little quiet. We're working on getting the game for I'm working on the Kitbash project for our game. I don't know. I guess I'll do a game overview, since you're here. We didn't talk about that. Let me go to Mester's level. Because Mester's level has all the cool things. Let me go desktop. Yeah, Kitbash is like, it's building blocks, kind of like you put pieces together to make things come to like work. So for example, you know, this is like a doorway, and then this is a window, and so you set it up to where that way it's easy to put them together to make a building, and then you can make multiple buildings from that. That's called kit bashing. Okay, so I was gonna show you the game. So, nope, don't need to save it. How you been, by the way? Chilling? Okay, let's set my settings up to be full screen. Oh, the zombies are coming after me. So this is just our little test level. It has all the features that we have in the game. So like, you know, the ability to open chests, different weapons that spawn, and then all the different like objects that you can use. So for example, boots, shoes, backpack. Put that on one, pick that up. You can have armor, pants, chest. You can do a hat. I'm not gonna do a hat. That one's silly. And then we have the different weapon types. These are ammos that you can loot and pick up. And then you have pick upable objects. You can loot new objects from cars and other things. We have many different loot styles. We have the ability to build. So you can go into build mode and build things. This is a tent. You'll see that we already have tents built around the thing. Like I built a bunch of them. And basically all it takes to build a tent is to put in the resources that are required. So you put in whatever the resources are, and then it builds it. I don't have the resources to build that, so it didn't build it. But you can see we have all of our scopes in. Yeah, that's the goal. You can build bases, you can build structures, different weapons types that you can loot and go through the world with. This is a shotgun. And then SMG. Yeah, that's the different types of zoom. Like that's the sniper zoom. And there'll be different qualities of weapons and gear. Just a pistol, there we go. Oh, crap. Yeah, so we have all the basic stuff we already have in. We have vaulting, so you have the sliding. We have the ability to vault over objects. We have the ability to climb over. can climb over any object, doesn't matter what it is. Like, I don't need anything special either. It just finds it and then does it. We have good inventory system, so you can move your stuff around. If I took them out, so those are weapon slot 1 and 2 on my backpack. This is my inventory slots. This is my open inventory slots. And then your vest can have slots and the belt can have slots. You can drop them on the ground and then pick them back up. All of it's, like I said, pretty good, and it's all networked 100%. It's a fully multiplayer, dynamic day-night rotation. So everything's, like I said, really, it's really coming together, honestly. I don't have any health loss, so I guess I can get hit once real quick. Ow, he did a lot of damage on that one. Okay, I'm gonna need that health back. So, health. We have cars too. I don't think he's interacted. Did we interact in our cars? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. We have cars. So, there's drivable cars and all that other structure. I don't think that works on those yet. Nope, not since we've recoded them. You can't run them over. So now it's the art pass. That's honestly what we're on now, is the art pass. We're getting all the art together and making the servers work properly. That's what the main focus is right now, is getting all that done. We have some, character customization and other things that needs to happen. And then we have to populate the main world. So if I go to the main world, I can show you what that looks like. Switch over to Unreal Actual. I don't know. That's a good question. It should be. Like, I don't see why not. I don't see why I couldn't be. So this is the main map. It's pretty big. It's a 4K map. And so the idea is that you'll start off in different campsites. And then, like, you can work through different areas. There'll be a major city here that we're working on. I want to use PCG to generate this city, but to kind of have a scope or an idea of how big this city will be, here's the player. So you can see how small that is, right? And then zoom in, that's the player. So pretty big city. Layout, pretty big. This will be the final map. Yeah, we have a lot to do to build it out. Like, it needs, flowers and trees and resource that can be gathered. But yeah, this is the final map. It's gonna have a couple different spots and things. Like, we're gonna have some stuff inside the mountain. There'll be a mountain facility up here. There'll be some mines that you can get to and some other resources. But yeah. And this is one of the starter camps that you start off at. And then we just created, like I said, these assets are not mine. These assets are Senti's, but I use them as a placeholder while we were getting the Kitbash stuff set up. And yes, this is a valley. It's a valley. Like, it's built to be like a highway. There's gonna be a highway. That's what this road represents. This is a highway that has a tunnel, and it follows the highway through. And there'll be like offshoots. Like, this is a little like town that I'm gonna make that has a little gas station or whatever, and a grocery store. And then there'll be another major part of the highway with another little, like I said, break off. And then the big city. And then this highway will go through into another like underpass of the canyon. And so this will be like one of the main first starting levels. It's pretty big. It's not, small in any way, shape, or form. And it takes a lot of time to traverse, so it'll have a lot of exploration. The goal / hope, and I use quotation marks because we haven't tested it and verified, is to get about, we're going for a mix. We're going for stylized. So we're not gonna go ultra cartoony. I think, like I said, I think he already showed you the player. Let me switch my level over to the test building makeup level. Oh crap, it's way too fast now. Let's go 4. 4 is good. So this is the new player, and that's kind of like the style. I still need to make the clothing and all the different hair pieces and all the other stuff, but this is kind of the general look and feel. It's not ultra realistic. It's kind of stylized, you know. And this is too low poly. We're not going that low poly at all. We're gonna go a little bit more higher. Oh yeah, no, I'm tracking. You don't have to worry about that. No, you don't have to worry about that. So you can see it's got decent edges and decent spaces. It's not, like I said, anything bad artistic wise. You know, like your rifles. This is one of the rifles, right? Let's bring it outside. It's easier to see. And so you can see it's not like overly detailed, but it's not low quality either. So it'll have different qualities. Overall, it should be pretty decent in poly. I'm still keeping it sub. Like I said, you can see these bolts. They're not, you know, flawlessly. They're I think those are 8 or maybe they're 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they're 8. So these bolts are 8. Again, you're never gonna look at this weapon super close up anyway, so it doesn't matter. And even if you did, I don't really want it to be ultra high definition or quality. So that is that's where we're at. I like it though. Like I said, I think it's gonna be good. And I'm working with Zug now, so his quality of art is really good. Helped really kind of organize some of this out. So okay, back to the stream. So where we're at is I've got a couple things we need to make to make this Kitbash a little bit better. And this is a good example of Kitbash. Like I said, it's individual pieces or parts that can be switched out. Like I can grab this and I can make it a window by, you know, turning into tile 5 or whatever, and now it's a window. So that's the purpose of Kitbash, is it allows you to do this. And if we hook this up to the PCG, which is the procedural generation process of 5.2, it then gives us a lot more power, so where we can develop, yes, it is a tile set. This will give us a lot more power to where basically anybody can build out a world fairly quickly. So yeah, we could make it mod friendly for sure. Yeah, same thing. It's like a tile set. Yeah. That is another word that was used for it back in the day. Okay, so I think where we had left off was, let me go to Maya. I wanted to make a half piece. I think that was something I had said I wanted to do. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so that's a half piece. And so this would be tile. I'm gonna have to rename all of these at some point. It doesn't really fit. But we're gonna call it tile 4. Bring that over here. File, export selection. Let's go to engine, and this will be tile 0. Okay, and then on the very rare off chance, we had talked about what the size of this was, and I had told them I wanted it 5, which is perfect. However, I think we want to also have 3s. So I'm going to make a 3. Okay, crap. I shouldn't have done it that way. Okay. I need to duplicate that, hide that. This is 4. Do we have a tile 5? We do have a tile 5. So this is tile 22. These are in, so UE5 uses meters, and so these are centimeters. This is every 10, 20, 30. And so 3 is 30 centimeters. And so I'm doing this because the 5 is good, but it's big, and so it affects my internal walls because it takes up a lot of space for my internal walls. So what I want to do is I want to take up less space for my internal walls. And so we're gonna do tile 22. And then I'm gonna duplicate this, tile 23. Export selection, tile 23. We're gonna duplicate this again, and tile 24 is gonna be half. That's 150. So 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 24. Okay. So that's going to modify some of the stuff out because I can make 3's versions of all those things, and that'll kind of modify them out. But before we do that, let's see what that looks like inside of Unreal. Okay, so let's go to Engine, and then we're going to pull up the... Let's pull up the wall. 22. Yep. Okay. So WA, and then let's do. We don't need a half one on this one. Let's just do one. So the reason, again, like I said, this is important is because this wall interior, they're really thick. You can see that that's really thick for kind of like, you know, a doorway. So what I would want is I would want a 3 here. Let me get rid of that real quick. I would really honestly want a 3 here. And so as you can see, that reduces the thickness of the wall from a 5. So this would be a 5. And then that was a 3. So a 3 for the internal walls, I think, is a better option. It's, you know, it just gives me more options and more room to play with. We did talk about the fact that this was a lot of space for a bathroom, right? So, like, I'll give you an example. If I did this, right? Now, that's a tiny bathroom, you know. I mean, it's there, but it's a tiny bathroom. Where did that come from? Yeah. And so, I mean, it is what it is. You can put this here. And switch this to a door tile. No, it's not a door tile. 15? No. Where did I make it? Damn it. Okay, what is this tile right here? 3, of course. There we go. So you can kind of see, is there like half walls vertically? Yeah, that's what I just made. I just made 2 half wall verticals. So as you can see, the problem that I have here is again, this piece is embedded in this wall, and because it's embedded in this wall, it's now going to have a weird offset. If I pulled it over, which I did already, the problem I have now is I have some competing edges. Luckily, these textures are the exact same, so they're not fighting each other. But if they weren't the exact same, they would actually be fighting each other, and that's kind of a bad thing. So that's where this stuff gets kind of annoying, is because now for this to fit well and proper, I basically have to have an internal thing that's cleaned up and nice, and that doesn't fit. It worked here because that's the edge, but it doesn't work here. So I would have to plan this out a little bit better, and possibly have another thingy here, and then make this a wall. I could make a half wall. That's actually not a bad idea too. Where's my notepad? Half walls. Vertical. Yep. Yeah, and I see that you just said that too, so that does make sense that I would need that. And then I could pull this back, pull this back, pull this back, and then I would need another one. And so you can see how that can kind of get a little bit annoying, because I didn't want all of this space. It was just supposed to be like a little garage door, but to be able to get that, I had to do that. So yeah, I could definitely do like it's not a bad idea, honestly, like a half wall. Yeah, might have to do that. I might have to do that. It's a great idea. Is this wide 8? So wide 8. Yeah, that's true. 100%. Yep. Something to definitely think about. You're not wrong. So with this, I have the bathroom here now, and then I have the back wall, and this is another room. Like this could be like where I store all my crap or whatever. So this is the fun part about the kit bash, is you get to like make your building and make it pretty and do whatever you want to do with it. And in the process, get all of this. Why is that? That's not right. Why is that? What? Oh. Damn, Gina. Yeah. Yep, and now I got that problem. Son of a beer. Yeah, so that's why you got to be careful with all your walls and everything else because of how this works. I hate kit bashing. I absolutely hate it. It hurts my head. It's... Ugh. I hate it. I absolutely hate kit bashing. Like, the whole process is just mind-numbing to me. Oh, wow, don't want to do that. Because you have to think of all, like, little edge cases and everything else, and... Pain in the bootskis. Right? You're just like, I just want to make this work. Why do I have to think about all of this? Hey man, it looks good. I saw it. Yeah, it looks good. I like the tire treads. What'd you use for the tire treads? You use a spline? Okay. So now that I've figured out that I have issues. Oh, this kit bash hurts my head. That's why I wanted to hire somebody. Yeah. Like that way I didn't have to deal with all this thought process. That's smart. It's a good choice. Okay, let's not have the roof on here. Simply because I need to still play with this and have a good idea of all the different areas. Yeah, I mean that does happen. You have to kind of go back in and correct after the fact. So, this is important. If I go to 20 something, 22, that's my half walls, right? So, 22 is my half walls. And so that changes like so much of what I'm doing, because now, like I said, I gotta bring it in, and that changes a lot of the structure if we use half walls. Like all those are what, 22? So that gives that a little bit more room. But again, any internal wall should technically be 22, right? Well, that's the problem is it doesn't technically, it kind of works in theory. But the problem, we went over this last night. The problem is how you decide to do things and you match them up. If I make all my floor tiles and my roof tiles larger, then I don't have a problem. But again, it's a floor or a roof tile then, and then I have issues. So the answer is I need to have multiple variations in sizes, so that way I can accommodate any possible missing, fix or whatever else. That's the answer. How we get there and what that looks like, I don't know yet. So that's the annoyance part. Ugh, this song's not good. It does, and that's why I'm saying, like, we have to understand everything is supposed to be in a 300 by 300 grid. So everything that you make has to match that 300 by 300 grid, and that's the importance of it, right? So if all my external walls are a 5 and then all my internal are 3, then that gives me a good setup to work with. But here's where the disparity is going to happen, because again, this is a 5 and this is a 3. I need something that matches and fits. So in real world building, it's really easy. You just create the frame that you need to and you're good to go. But in this kit bashing, I have to have something that accommodates for all of the different options. And so that's the process, right? Because I need something that basically fits here, but doesn't fit inside of, like, it's not gonna have a normal thing. So for example, if I move this over, right, this fits because it's a 300 by 300. And if I do a door, right, so what was it, tile 3? Yeah, tile 3. So if I do a door, it looks good here, right? This looks good. But the problem is now that door is butted up against that because it's not set up. And this was a 5 door instead of a 3, so I now have to make this door for a 3 because all my internal walls are 3 to give me more space, and yada 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 yada. So again, it's not easy. You just have to think through it all, and you have to go through it all and plan, and that makes it less fun. But it is what it is, you know? And this is why kit bashing takes so much time, is because you have to think about all these edge cases and possibilities. But after you've done it, then you have this really cool system that, you know, you can put everything together. Correct. There's only a few hundred possible variations. That is accurate. So, you know, in this case, we could say, oh, this is too close to that, so I could then butt this wall up over here, and that doesn't affect anything here, and it looks good here. Again, my problem comes whenever I decide to switch this texture. And now you see my problem. And so the next method that we have, or the next option, I was thinking about this last night because I made a bunch of changes last night, and it really kind of was hurting my head. The next option is to never allow any of these pieces to ever, like, do that, right? And so what this would mean is that my base piece for the floor and for ceilings needs to be, so let me show you. This is my base piece right here, right? And let's put it to green so we know the difference. If I want no walls to ever touch, which is a good thing. That was what we had talked about yesterday when we first started. What I need to deal with here is, yeah, that's the problem. Like I said, I'd have to have like 50 different variations, and it'd have to match the texture of whatever wall is there, and no, that's not a good answer. So the next option is encapsulation mode. That's where no wall would ever be there, right? And that's good. This is good, because then again, if I wanted to make another level, I come in here, and each room is based off of these sizes and everything, right? And so then what I would do here is I would have a wall, and again, no edge can touch, so I would have a wall here. Now here's where the problem happens, because this doesn't have a break offset, right? It's just connected on the two. Then this has to come here. and I have to plan for that break. And planning for that break is where we ran into the problems last night. This is good because I don't have any pieces that are, you know, butted up against each other. Where it's bad is that it has the issue where I have to plan for the break. And so planning for the break is kind of the problem, because then I'd have to have a piece that connects these, and I'd have to have a piece that connects this, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like you were saying before, we could do a pillar. This is what a lot of games will cheat with, is they'll throw a pillar in here. Like, oh, there's a pillar. Aha. You know? It's like small. It's like not long at all. It's not, you know, that's not the problem. It's figuring it all out. That's the major, you know, sitting down and trying to matherize it all. And then you have to, even after you've figured it out, you have to come back in and then, you know, make sure it works and test it out and verify. And the nightmare does not end. This is why kit bashing sucks. Yeah. So what I went with last night was the idea that we would have everything collapse in. And again, this is a great idea in theory. In practice, it's not good, because what I would need to do now is any piece that's going to connect or be an edge piece needs to basically not cut into the other piece. So I would have to have a piece that was blocked here and blocked here and blocked here. So that way this was still fine. And so basically what that would look like is me reducing the size of this to something like that. Yeah, right there. And so I need a piece that's that big. And so once it's done, it's amazing, because then, like I said, you're just plug and play, put things together, and you have this amazing epic thing. It's getting there that is the headache. So yeah, that's the problem. Either way, it's fine. There was another trick that I found that works too. The other trick is to not use blocks and then use corners. So let me go to Maya and show you what I mean by that. So let's hide 22 through 24. And the other trick for this is we can basically come up here and then come up here. And then file, export selection, save it as, let's do tile 99. I spelled tile right. Okay, go back over here. And so where this becomes effective is on these edge cases where there's corners. I don't have any competing or fighting things, right? And so this is really beneficial for edges and corners, because now I don't have any fighting going on, and I could have them all be different colors. But now my problem exists where what the fuck do I do with this? Like, if I just wanted to have a wall here, so then I would need to have one that had a crosshatch here and then a normal here. So that way, whenever I'm connecting to whatever this edge piece is, and then I would have to have a normal and then a half piece. So that works for that, right? And so let's say I figured that out. So let's get rid of this and let's get rid of this. And let's say I've figured this out, and I've worked on all my possible edge cases. Now my problem comes into whenever I decide to again, let's say I've already fixed this. So this right here that we're seeing isn't an issue. It's already been fixed. Why is that off? Oh, that's why. I was like, what? Why is that on? Now let's ignore that. Let's pretend that I made the piece that matches up and lines up there. So we can pretend. Pretend. Yay. My new problem is I can't just go around using this piece, you know, as another wall, because again, I don't mind up there, but I'm going to have problems where this edge could try to bleed through. And so if that bleeds through, that's when I have problems. So I'd have to have another piece that offsets for whatever this wall is that I'm going to be doing here, and cuts off for that and accounts for that. Again, not a problem. It just means more variation pieces, because then I'll have a corner wall. Like anytime I'm touching another wall, I'll have a piece that cuts in. And so I have to think about all the different pieces that connect in and everything else. So it solves my corner problem. It doesn't solve my primary problem at all in any way, shape, or form. So I really honestly don't know what my option's going to be in that sense. I really have to kind of sit down and think about it all, because I thought I was going to have a good idea for this, but clearly I have lied to myself, because I don't. I mean, even if I did, you know, like I said, I work better in 3D, so my brain, it's easier for me to make something and then come in here and fiddle around with it and see how it doesn't work than it is to kind of draw it out. Even if I'm drawing it out, like, I just don't understand it, you know. But no, you're not wrong. It's another option. Like I said, I think what I need to do is, I need to go to the drawing board, like scratch, and kind of just put all of the pieces together. And that way I really know what I'm looking at. And then I can provide that to Zug, so that way he can see that and he can make his art match that. I think that's where I kind of fucked up, because I was under the assumption that that was kind of given, and that was my fault. So yeah, I need to get that fixed. I do think that I'll probably go with this method. Again, I like this method. Minus 90. Oh, well, 90. Yeah, there we go. I like this method because it looks good, but yeah, I have to really kind of understand what it is that I'm doing. Because I need to make a piece that, you know, does all of this. And so this would be there, and so that works. Okay, cool. And so I have that, and then you made a good point. I wanted a half wall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so that's my half wall. Yeah, not all of them, just the main tile ones, which is it's easy. It's like 5 seconds. So 26 is a half wall, and then I need to do a full wall, right? A full half. And then a full half of this one. Yeah. So essentially I have this, 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 this. Yep. And so what this will allow me to do, let's see what this looks like real quick. Let's see what this looks like real quick. So I'm gonna grab all of these. I'm gonna put them back to 0. We're gonna go File, Export Selection. We're gonna call this Tile Rework 01. Okay. File, Export Selection, Tile Rework 02. 03. Five? Yeah, okay. Okay, let's go over to Unreal. Importing all of them in real quick. Okay, so let's use an example of what this looks like. And then I'm gonna put this together because this theory is running off of no separation. So this theory is no separation. Okay. So what we want to do is I want to be able to have TR1, TR2, TR3, TR4, and TR5. Okay. So with this setup, okay. Oh crap, I'm missing one. Yep, I got one more to make. Damn it. Damn it. I forgot, I gotta do the big one, right? Oh crap, which edge do I wanna do it on? Oh, that's a good point. I need to remember that. I think I did all my straight edges on Y+, so let me put a note on there. Note. Straight edges on Y+. Very cool. That's File, Export Selection. That is TR6. I'm over in Maya, you just didn't see it real quick. Okay. So then I'm gonna bring in TR6. There we go. Okay, I don't need that one real quick. This is the one that I'm gonna use for most of my corners. Because this is going to be the one that basically gives me a flat edge, right? So how would I connect these two? Oh my god. Oh man, I'm gonna have to have one for either side because I can't connect this. Son of a biscuit. Damn it. Okay. Yep. Now we got some variations here. See where you're right. You're right. There's gonna be like 90 billion different variations. Disgust. Okay. Is there any free texturing programs like for nets? I can use Substance Painter as my school doesn't provide it. Anything other than Blender? Is there any free texture programs like for the nets? What do you mean the nets? The nets of what? You gotta be more clear, man. I'm not in your head. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, Honestly, I don't know. I think there is. There's a Photoshop-like thing. I just don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't have a good answer. Okay. Let me go over to Maya real quick. Let me see if I can find it. I actually color the tank I made unless I learn the painful Blender way. I mean, Blender, I don't have good option for you. www.google.com. Photoshop. Alternative. Luminar Neo. Maybe GIMP. I don't know. If you're, there's nothing free that's gonna do UVs. You're gonna have to use the program you got. So either use Maya or use that. Maya's UV editor actually got a lot better. So I mean, I wouldn't use it because I have 3D coat, but I mean, it's not a not option. Oh well, then I don't know what you're trying to. Sorry, I'm not tracking what you're trying to do. Okay. Import, and I'm gonna change this to tile 7. Yeah, okay, so now this is connected, that's connected, cool. And then if I wanted to make this match here, I would line this up. Why is that? Oh, that goes to a wall. So I still need a full one. Son of a bitch. So many variations, bro. Well, maybe not, right? Like, let's say I wanted this. Because I'm saying it doesn't touch, right? But in this case, I do need these two to touch. So this needs to be a 6. Yeah, this needs to be a 6. And then this needs to be a 7. Oof, my head hurts. Well, that's true. The first grid option is probably better, but again, I'm gonna have the issues where things are gonna compete. In this case, none of the walls are touching at all. Like, none of them are touching. And so that part is good. But now I have this issue where I want this, I have an internal wall that needs to be blocked. Let's duplicate this. So this one's a full one. File, export selection. What is this? Tile 8. Well, that's true. I mean, that's what PCG does. So PCG will 100% do this. Okay. So now my issue is this, right? I have this corner that I don't want to have. And so I don't really have a good option for getting rid of this. Like, because now I'm passing that 300. So I would have to make a corner block. And I've seen this before. This is kind of the thing that I've ran into. But again, it doesn't matter what method. If I put it inside, I'm still gonna have all the same problems. Like, you have to, the only way that this works, and this is the other way I've done it before. This is how I did it in, what do you wanna call it? Oh, I can't even remember the name right now. My brain's farting. The only way this works before is in, whenever I was doing Valley of Crescent Mountain, I did it halved. So like I had a 4 block and I had 2 on this side and 2 on that side. And so it was halved out. And so if I had the half, then these would all work and this would all line up and connect and everything else. But then you have offsets that you have to deal with, and so you still have to have offsets. So we still have that problem. If I did this, right? Because I need this wall here. Or is that why this isn't working? Because I was, oh yeah. No, because I wanted internal. I said I wanted internal. I didn't want external. Yep. So I have this internal wall. Could you make the blocks have transparent sides so there's no conflict? You could, in theory. Like that's not a problem. The issue with transparent sides is that's not really an issue. Again, I just have to have I would have to have a variation of the block. So then that's another variation. So it doesn't matter if it's a model or it doesn't matter if it's a texture, it's a variation. You don't we want to limit the number of variations. So if I make something special, for example, in this case, I don't want, I want this face here, right? I want this face here. And so if I didn't want this face here, then that would be different. So there's no difference in having a variation like this or having a variation with a side that's missing. There's no difference in those two. So 7 works here. Yeah. Okay. Yep. And so that would be 6. Yep. So I've got it working. My only issue at this point is this right here. It's this wall right here. And that's because technically I should not have a wall there. That's the reason why. You can generate them differently based off of each time you load the world, yeah. So in this case, in this specific case, I couldn't do anything with that wall because of how it is. So I think I almost got it. I think I almost got it. So this would be a 3. Oh, crap. No, 6. Yep. What the? 7? Oh, 7. Oh crap! I'm over here doing all this work. Thanks. Yeah, I'm over here doing all this work. So that's what, 6, 5? Oh, that's 8. Okay. And that would be 7. Oh, 6. This will be 7. Yeah. See, so I got it now. This will be 8. And so now the question is, where do I, right? You're like, what is going on? How is he talking? What is he talking about? So the question here is, how do I break out these internal pieces, right? And that's really what we want to talk about here is how do we make this internal wall? Do I put the wall on this side or do I put the wall on that side? And the cool part about this is it doesn't really matter. because I've broken this up. And so I need one more. I think I need one more. Yeah, I need one more. So duplicate. File, export selection. When Zug sees this, he's gonna be like, "What the hell, Sean?" He's gonna be like, "What the metric crap-a-dapple are you doing?" We exponentially have made this worse. It's okay though. It's part of it. Okay, so 9WA. Let's make it that. So now what we can do is, it doesn't matter where I put it. It just depends on where I want to have more room. But this should line up with, you know, if I want this to have more room than this, I basically have got it. And then this, one of these would have to be a full piece to match this. So this needs to be a half piece. This needs to be a full piece, which is 8. Yep, and everything lines up with the grid. Nice. And so now I've gotten 2 separate rooms. And to get the third room, I would need sadly, I need a stupid brick. I will have a couple different ways that I can skin this cat. I could have one that faces this way and one that faces that way. Or the opposite way. Ooh, yeah, that's another option. Son of a biscuit. That's horrible. There's gonna be so much math in this one. Ugh. Okay, so then we have to have one that faces this way and one that does this. Like that. Oh, wait, no, we wanna switch it. Voila. Here. Oh, no, no. There we go. Yeah, I might be able to chat GPT it when I'm done. Okay, so file, export selection, tile 10. So we have 10 per level and per wall type. So this is gonna be a 10. Ah, crap. Okay, nope. I need to go the other way with this. File, export selection, 11. It's 11 pieces per type. And then import that over. 11, bam. Yeah. And so what this would allow me to do, it does break this rule of keeping the walls internal, but it would allow me to, you know, figure that. So it just depends on what space I want to cut into. That's the answer, is what space do I want to cut into? I can have this wall and I can also have that. And then if I bring this over, bring this up and rotate it. Why is that taller than all of them? Okay. Okay. So that one's definitely not the right answer. What's the right answer here? Is it 6? Yeah, it's 6. Okay. So 6 would give me the proper closeout. And so this is not really a 3x3, but it is a little bit different space. So again, it all comes down to what you're trying to do. Because essentially I should actually do this. And then this should come here. And then this should be 8. Yeah. That's the right answer. And then this is a 9? No. 7? 8. 7. Yeah, that's the right answer right there. Okay. Let's just get in the rules created, because that creates my 3x3. And so I cut into my blue. So my blue is what gets cut into. The green stays solid, and then the red stays solid. This then allows me to kind of have a good idea. Man, that's a pain, because then I have to plan for doors, right? And all the doors have to be planned based off of this. So each one of them could have a door on it. And so each one of these, that's 11 pieces. That's 11 pieces with the possibility of doors on them. Now I don't have to, maybe I don't have to have doors on all 11 pieces. You know, but that is 11 pieces with doors. But again, I do have a nice setup. So this makes sense. Follows in line with this structure over here. So like I could technically grab this and move this over here, and then just put this up here. But those will have to have, especially if they're edge pieces. So each one of these windows would have to have 2 possibilities. Like they might have an edge. They might not have an edge. So that's a lot of not fun. That's what that is. And so if I do internal walls that are smaller, then now I have all those same pieces times by 2. I don't know. That's an interesting thought process that I'm gonna have to think through. Because I mean, the complexity is just gonna get out of hand at some point. And again, like here, now what do I do? Right? Like I got rid of this portion right here. Now I gotta fill that. I mean, I can have as many pieces as I want. But so imagine this, right? If I'm either gonna have to set certain rules where everything can be on anything, or only certain things can be on certain things. So then if certain things can be on certain things, then what I have is I'm back here in Maya, where I basically have 11 pieces, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 different possibilities, and then I just have to plan for those 11 different possibilities in this sense. Now, there could be more possibilities, because again, I could have a double wall, and then if I'm using a double wall, that double wall might need it. I mean, it's not simple. Like it never was going to be simple. But I mean, if you look at here, I'm gonna close this real quick. I'm gonna save it. If you look at what's a good one? Not polybiomes. What's another one? There was one that I had. Yeah, Ancient Empire. 5.2. Oh my Jesus. Okay, so what's it called? It's called Poly Ancient Empire. Check out the whole thing. Okay. What? I checked out everything. Why is no files open? Who has it locked? Oh my Jesus. Why can't I open Poly Ancient Empire? That's crazy. What other one would I have? I don't know. Did I bring the apocalyptic one in? Maybe I did. I can't remember. I think I have apocalyptic. I actually do. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I do have that one in there. Yeah, it's not an easy process. I mean, there might be. I don't know. I like learning through trial and error, you know? Okay, so let's go to test building makeup. Okay, so I forgot that I have polyapocalyptic in here. That was a part of our placeholder. So if we go to the polygon apocalyptics and you go to the meshes and then you go to their buildings, they also have a kitbash process, right? And everything, it can be kitbashed and set together. And so if you look at their, what is it, props? Which one is it? Where's their base crap? Yeah, okay, here. So if you look at their wall orientation, right? So this is a variation, this is a variation, another variation, another variation, and here's their door. So they're doing something similar. Again, if you were to put this together, you know, I bring this over here, line it up, and if I line it up here, this is how they've got it connected, right? So you have this like little piece that connects it, and this is how you would make your stuff. And then if I wanted to have an inner wall, I would have an inner wall, and it would create something that looks like this, which isn't bad, right? You're like, okay, that's cool. And then, like, let's say I wanted to make it 2-story. Well, now you got issues, because now it's 2-story, and it can't be 2-story. So now you got to figure out, like, what am I switching to? Is like their second story. So this is quarantine top, right? So if I grab this and I delete this, and I bring in my top, this is the top wall. And so what they do is they cheat it. A lot of these things, they'll cheat it by doing these like connection things. And so this works because it's broken up. I'm trying to make something seamless. So if I did something like this, it has seams, and I could make a building that looks like this, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not seamless, kind of like what you would see in the real world. So that's kind of where, like I said, I'm struggling, is because I'm trying to not cheat it. There's ways to cheat this process and get away with it. Like a lot of games just put pillars there. See you later, man. Have a good one. And so yeah, like that's what you'll get. And even this is offset wrong. Like I'd lose my mind if I had to use this set. Like, it doesn't match, it doesn't line up. And nobody would care, because nobody cares. But that's basically what I'm trying to build, is like I said, they would have this like this, and then you'd have that, and it just looks ugly. And then you could combine it, and now you got some weird offsetting happening, and get some weird tabulation. Like, see you later, bro. Yeah, not for me. I'm gonna stick with what I think I know, and it's probably gonna make things far more complex. But at the very least, I'll have a better idea of where we're going. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. That means everything's gonna have 11 pieces, maybe 12. Probably 13 because I need to have a 1 just in case I like need a corner or something. Because I don't even know how this works for the roofs now. Like, I didn't even. Oh man, I didn't even think about the roofs. But it should be fine. Like, because again, my roofs are meshio. Where's thick? Where's thick? So we want wide 3. And then we're gonna have wide 7 or 8. Yeah, wide 8. So the question here is, yeah, like you won't even see anything because that's gonna be cut. When in reality it should be like that, right? No, it should be 1 in. Yeah, like that. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So if I did this correctly, mess that up. So this should be what, 9? No. How was that? 7. Nice. Yeah, okay. So that's correct. Yeah, that's basically how I have to do it. I don't even know how it's going to work with PCG. We might not even be able to use PCG. Maybe. Mester's smart ass can figure out a nice way to do it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. And yeah, I don't see anything inside, so it stops just before. Yep, that's the way. That is the way. Okay. Well, I'm happy with that. I think this is a good stream. It's productive. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off, and then I might stream later. I'm gonna kind of work through some of this on the offline, see if I can get a good idea of what I'm looking at, and then hopefully go from there. So thanks guys for being here. Appreciate you showing up and watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you're interested about the product that we're working on, just hit us up on our Discord. You can find all the links in the description below.